Hello everybody, and welcome back to episode 3 of Alma, Missouri. Thank you very much for coming back. I do appreciate it. So, what are we going to do today? Peas. Lots and lots of peas. Not like the toilet kind of type, as in harvesting peas. So we have got to get on with that. And the first thing I've noticed as soon as I started is there's rain shown in the top corner. Let's just jump into the old weather forecast. How long we got? Oh, we only got till 11 o'clock. And this is our last month, so we'll keep it on ×1. We'll have to start that straight away. But I've come down here very quickly just to kind of point out, you might notice that at the end of the last episode, the gap there was smaller. What I've done, very quickly, before I hit record, I've moved this shed back. I sold it. We sold it for half the price we paid for it, then I placed a new one. So it has cost me about $2.5 grand to do it. But I've placed it a little bit further back, right on the edge of the trees, right on the limit of where it would allow me to do it. Now I did have to free place it, so we have got a little bit of a weird bump going on here, but that's just the way it is. And we do need to put some sort of texture down on here as well. I can't leave that grass. I can't cope with that painted texture, to be honest. It's doing my head in. So we will have to paint some sort of like stone or concrete type effect in. But the reason I've done that is because it was pointed out in the video. Bendercat, you said it, and I thought it the second I clicked it and placed that straight away. I thought that's going to be a little bit tight. So that's why I've moved it. Look, it just gives me a little bit more clearance. Not a lot at all. I do like to create my own challenges. That's definitely a challenge. So, right. Anyway, enough talking. What is it now? It's 8:34 in the morning. So, I need to get a tree chop done. In fact, we can do that from the shop menu. So, buy a chainsaw. Or, which brand? So many choices. We'll go with just the first one. We'll keep it simple. Maybe I should have installed that little hand saw or something, but it's fine, it doesn't matter. Again, I don't want to install too many mods, because it's just, the more I install, the more you'll have to download when you want to help me. Now, the plan is, I want to get this as close as I can to the ground, because I don't really want to remove the stumps. Now, it's only going to be the harvester driving through here, so it should have loads of clearance as long as I lift the header up. But yeah, might as well get it as low as we can. Now that's really annoying. Why won't it let me go lower than that? A bit lower? I think that's going to be it. Okay. Obviously we don't have lumberjack on or anything like that, because again, playing with those console rules. I wonder if it's light enough to move. Oh, look at that. Wonderful. Just bury that thing so I don't have to look at it. Oh, that's better, isn't it? I hate dollies. I hate them so much. Yeah. So we need to get on with this field, and we can't hesitate. We need to just do it. So, is that big enough for that header to get through? Hopefully. I might have to take out that other tree. Do I just take out the other tree anyway? There's actually 2 right next to each other. Let's just do it while I've got the chainsaw handy. Again, as low as I can possibly get. It's quite hard to see with all of these bushes in the way, and that would do. Wonderful. Hide the other part of that dolly. That's better. Yeah, that looks a bit better now, doesn't it? So I'll make this a nice roadway through here. Definitely. And I was thinking, someone's just put it in the comment actually, so I only filmed the episode 2 yesterday, so I've kind of come straight into this before, you know, the majority of the comments have probably even been made. But someone did say I should have like a bunker set up somewhere where all of the helpers can sleep. Obviously not really sleep, but just for fun. And I have already seen there's like a big American barn where you can select different options. You can make one with a silo, or you can change it and it can have like sleeping quarters. I might place that there. Just, it's a big old barn. We could use it for, I don't know, if we got into bales and things like that. And yeah, it would just kind of, I don't know, a pathway from the house down to there. Just to imitate, that's where people would sleep if they were helping out. I think that's quite cool. It's quite a cool little, almost a role play type feature. So I will do that. I will do that. It is like 50 grand though. So I'm not going to do it straight away. Right, okay, let's go. Lift up the header. This harvester's still looking pretty good from a repair point of view. So we're going to get straight into this field. Can I just harvest with a normal header, by the way? I've never done peas. I'm assuming I'll just harvest like normal. We will soon find out. Oh. Let's actually open our equipment up. There we go. Right, is it going to work now? Right, good start. And yes. Yes, it does. Good. So I think... I don't know if peas give you the option for straw. I'm not sure. But I'm not at a point where I think I'm going to get a baler anyway. So we'll just leave it like that. We're just going to, well, reseed this. As soon as we're able to, as soon as we're in the correct month, we're going to reseed it. And I'm going to reseed it with something like oats, wheat maybe, barley, grain. Because I am going to get the grain mill, 100%. I think that is the right thing to do. I've had a bit of basic calculation and then NC dropped in the kind of exacts for me, and it's an absolute no-brainer. So for example, we have, well, the sorghum that we've got currently in our silo will probably convert to about 50,000 litres of flour. Now 2 flour makes 1 bread, so you could say it will convert to 25,000 litres of bread. Now if I just look, 25,000 litres of bread at its best price, wherever I can find the bread, there we go, is 5,500. So 25,000, so 25 times 5,500 essentially. Pretty good money. Definitely good money. Now if we was to just do the 47,000 of sorghum, it ain't anywhere near the same amount of money, as you can tell. So what would that make? If we were nice, let's say rounded up, that would make us 75 grand. Whereas the bread at that full price would more 25,000. I mean, you're looking at 135,000 roughly, top of my head as a rough guess, maybe a little bit more. Yeah. Now initially there's probably about 160 grand to spend. However, pretty much in one harvest we're paying for what we spent. The next harvest we do will be way better because the fields will actually be properly looked after. I'll also plant both of these fields, so in theory we'll get twice the amount, at least maybe even 3 times the amount of grain from next year's harvest. So yeah, 3 times the amount. I mean, you're looking up over 300 grand worth then, aren't you? It's easily paid for the bread, easily paid for the bakery I should say, and easily paid for the grain mill, plus a load of profit. So that's what we need to do, and then that will keep ticking over then in the background. Probably give us a little bit of flexibility to explore some different crops, buy some different fields and different parts of the map, and definitely keep the progression with big equipment. So that's going to be really cool. Now I think what I'm going to do is just start this, just go around the headland, get a feel for the field, and then I probably will just get that worker again just to do some ups and downs. And I need to head to the grain mill, buy the grain mill, but I need to have a bit of a think about how I'm going to transport all of that sorghum, because the auger wagon will not fit into that. I don't know if you remember in the last episode, it has a very kind of strange tight loading bay, and there's no way that I'll be able to get in there with the auger wagon and open the auger and actually tip it out. It's not going to work. So I need to do something quite urgently to actually transport all of that product. And rather than just buy a trailer, you know, I did say I don't really want to go into trailers. What I'm thinking is I'll I'll have a look at some trucks. I'll have a look at some trucks for definite. I think that's something I want to do quite early on. I won't use the same trucks as I've used in previous series. I always like to go a bit different. I do like using the Mack trucks because they are a real brand, but actually the TLX trucks, they've got some nice looking trucks and they're always WoW made mods. So that's probably the way I'm going to go. Right, while I continue to do this, we'll do a little bit more chatting. So, of course, I hope everyone is well. Thank you very much for watching the last episode. If you did, I hope you're still enjoying it. Very, very different kind of gameplay for me. Very different. Just the fact, just what I'm doing now, driving a harvester, that's actually quite new and quite massive. This is strange. It's been so long since I've actually played the game like this. Yeah, it's a nice change. It's a nice change for definite. Now, as you can see, we are on 701,462. So we have had just a little bit of property maintenance. I don't know what it was. I'll look in the next episode when I skip the next night to see exactly how much that is. That's only going to increase more and more every time we add something anyway. But the reason it's kind of dropped, I think it was 704 at the end of the last episode, and that's because again I sold that shed and then replaced the shed a tiny bit further back, which costs about 2.5 grand. So that kind of explains that a little bit. Now this, by the way, it does feel like a good sized field again. These really are good fields. Definitely. Now, what I'm thinking is, let's just do a couple more strips up here. Oh wow, we just got 6,000, what does it say? 6,000, nearly 7,000 litres of peas then. Is that good? Is that bad? I don't know. I mean, this was only 59% yield potential, so let's stick the old cruise control on, try and get a nice straight line to preempt the worker. And while that's driving in a straight line, let's have a look. So I'm assuming peas near the bottom because they are kind of new. There you go. So best price 2 grand. Currently at the worst price, seems to be the way. So, wow. I don't know. You know, if we get 20,000 litres of peas from this field, that's about 40 grand. Nice. I like it. I nearly ran over a load more crop again then. I keep forgetting how awful the brakes are in this John Deere. Right. We'll leave you to it. Workers are certainly a lot more reliable than in Saskatchewan, when every time I hired someone they seemed to drive like they were drunk. But no, these American drivers are much better. Much better. I don't know if that's a generic thing, by the way. I'll have to ask a few of you. Curtis, NC, are Canadian drivers bad, or is it just the game that makes you look bad? Who knows? Right, so I'm going to jump to this. We're going to empty the combine a minute while he's driving up and down, and then we'll leave him to it. That will give me a chance to just run to the grain mill and buy it. Now, why does this not want to connect? Because I'm bad at driving and I'm not close enough. There we go. Oh, this is going to be bad. Okay, one job for the next time I get into landscaping mode is make this little roadway a bit wider. Let's just cut across the grass for a minute. I don't like to do that too much. It's fine. Yeah, this kind of works. See how it looks quite tight, but actually it works. Look, we got through there quite easily. Definitely. And, you know, this auger wagon's as wide as any other bit of equipment, really, isn't it? So it will... Oh, typical. I didn't think about that, did I? Right, let's get as close as we can. And we'll stop the worker a minute. It's on 93% anyway. Oh, I'm going to crash into my tractor. I don't know why I'm cutting it so close. This pipe is absolutely massive. That's better. Cool. So as soon as we set the worker back on doing some work, we'll teleport magically straight over to the grain mill and we'll buy it. And then, yeah, this tractor, this is used at the minute. This won't leave the field now. It's going to be required quite a lot. This is only going to half fill the trailer. Not even quite that. So we do need to get something else. It's going to be a Mack. We're going to buy a Mack. Or, now, just to clarify, I did not hit that. I don't think I did anyway. I'll find out when I go back and edit it. Anyway, yeah, I said a Mack. Maybe not a Mack. We're going to get something of that kind of origin, though. Definitely. Right, we'll leave that to it. We'll pull this out the way because he's bound to moan when he comes back down. That can just stay there. Cool. Right, let's go. Where's the grain mill? Right here. Visit. Ideal. Yeah. See what I mean? See what I mean? It's kind of a random little building there, but then I suppose it protects what's in the grates from the elements, maybe, while it's being processed. But we will not get the auger wagon in there, open the auger pipe, it will just jam up, it will be an absolute mess. So we need to get something that tips either straight down or from the back. Doesn't have a huge amount of height, so we are going to have to keep an eye on that as well, aren't we? Maybe that something tips straight to the ground. I don't know. Right, let's just buy it. 96, a little bit less than I thought, which is good. Oh no, look, our figure's down to 605,000 now though. It's dwindling pretty damn quickly. Right, jump into the production chains menu, there we go. So it's going to be sorghum flour, so yeah, you do get a little bit more, which is why I rounded up my estimation to about 50,000 litres of flour. So that's what we're going to be doing, for definite. I might activate that now, or get it ready at least, because I know by the end of the episode I'll forget. I'll put it all in there and then I'll forget to activate it anyway. Okay, shop. So, right, let's go into here. I suppose I better check the use, but I left the, I think it was called a vehicle customization mod, which was a PC mod, so I've deactivated that because I don't want to be using that. So we're only going to be back to like our 3 or 4 things in the shop again now, but it doesn't matter. It is what it is. Now, right, I've used this kind of style base game, so I want to go something different this time around. I do like those, but they're also expensive, aren't they? I think the TLX option is going to be the best option. Or the Volvo. Okay, it's definitely not going to be the Volvo, because as soon as you make one customization, that jumps to like 120 grand. So that's another one of those clickbait things. That ain't 73,500. It makes you think, oh, that's good. Yeah, baited me in, it did. Ripped me off as soon as I started changing something. Let's have a look at the shop real quick. Okay, this is all the stuff from the last episode, isn't it? Does it take a day maybe after deactivating? Maybe it takes an extra day. Right, well we've seen all of this already, so this is nothing. Oh, was that there before? Now, that's got to be worth a thought, hasn't it? It's 46,900. Well, 46,690. It's a lot of money, but they're normally double that. I can't be living with what I did in Sask. It was an absolute nightmare having to go backwards and forwards to refill lime. Does this one actually spread lime? That will be spreading discs. Wow. Okay, so an extra 8 grand. It'll also go to 18 meters wide, which is better, isn't it? Right. Does it do lime? Yeah, it does do lime. I'm going to think about that. See what the money's like after we've bought a Mac. Ooh. That's another interesting one as well, isn't it? Now, it says end dump. What does that mean? End dump means it's going to lift, doesn't it? rather than come out of the bottom. Is that a good thing? But it's got an 87,000 litre capacity. That is absolutely massive. And it's 64. So what should it be normally? That's 55% discount. Oh, I don't think we can skip that. I don't think I can avoid that. Because this is what I want to do this episode. I want to get... We're just going to have to play it careful with as it raises and lowers, that we don't kind of take out the roof of that building. But that's fine. We haven't got enough to fully fill it anyway, so in theory it'll only get halfway up. That is the way to go. I've customised a couple of things a little bit. Mainly the wheels, actually. I think it only had 2 as standard. I think the third one will be good because our ground isn't 100% level. I think that third wheel will come in handy. And I'm going to guess you could probably raise and lower that. You tend to be able to do that on these. But I do also really like it. It's definitely got that American look to it. We're not going to go with a cover for a minute because there's a lot of money. I mean, it's 10 grand for a cover. Wow. It also has an extension which puts it to 98,000. And it will take silage. Okay. I don't like the unrealistic options. Yeah, this is a good all-round trailer. This is something that we'll keep for a long time, I reckon. So, £65,788. We're going to buy it. Boom. Right. That's more money than I expected to spend. So we'll have to keep an eye on this thing at 40% off. Because that is a good deal. But it's 46 grand, isn't it? There is the trailer. How are we going to move it? How are we going to move it? We're going to have to buy a truck. No, I do really like these ones. I do like these ones. And I like them because there's so much customizing you can do on them. Like that's cool, isn't it? And I'm pretty sure... I mean, the engine goes up to 1,685 horsepower. Don't know if we need that much. But I like it's got special editions. Is that what I'm looking for? No, I'm sure there's an option on this one where you can put like a cool vinyl. Maybe it's yeah, I like that. That looks cool, isn't it? You don't get any more American than that, I'm guessing. That does look pretty cool, but it's a lot of money, isn't it? It's a lot of money. Maybe at some point in the future, if we need to get another one and we're doing good for funds, we'll go with something like that. I think that with like a cool blue colour would look pretty cool. I like that. But I don't want to spend 128 grand when these ones here are pretty much the same thing. And they're nearly 40 grand cheaper before you even start. Now, what's the difference? CMS Cat D60. What does that honestly matter? They look identical other than colour, which you can just change anyway. I couldn't resist doing a little bit of customization, so I just made it look a little bit cooler. Obviously, you've got to have 2 big fat twin exhaust pipes, haven't you? And I do like the ones with the little flappers on the top. And that calls it a bow tie, but that kind of visor just looks quite cool. So I didn't need to do any of that, but I wanted it to look cool. This thing's got so much customization as well. I think I could get carried away for an hour just doing this truck. But for here and now, I think that looks pretty good. I'm happy with that. So we're going to buy it. 95,000. 95,000. I'm just spending money here like nothing, aren't I? Okay, I'm going to come a crop at some point though. 444,392 remaining. Do have to buy the bakery. I'm going to guess it's 60 grand. They normally are. So yeah, I mean we're pushing it now. We are pushing it now. Might sound like a lot of money left. Certainly a lot more money left over than what I'm used to. But I'm going to have to be careful. Now, isn't this cool though? This is cool. I wonder if it has those... What do you call them? J brakes? Jade brakes? I wonder if it has those. Which I might end up turning off because they tend to be pretty damn loud actually. But well, I like the way that it connects all the hoses up as well. That's quite cool. This is a big old trailer. Big trailer. It pulls it alright. when it's empty. Right, before we make that long drive back, well, it's not a long drive back, before we make that little drive back, in the, I was going to call it a Mac, it's not really a Mac, is it? In the TLX, before we make the drive back, we better empty this, because it's popped up now to say that he's full. So, let's reverse it back, should be able to fill it from there. Yeah, it's another 10,000 litres. And probably only half done. So yeah, 35,000 litres maybe from this field. So basically, just double that up. That's 70 grand. We're going to make about 70 grand from this field. And we're going to make 130 grand eventually from the other field. We've pretty much bought the fields back when you look at it that way. These fields were free this time next year. Okay. Right, let's get going again. Let's close that down. Set the worker. Who decided to put it back out again. Of course. Hopefully he's not missing any that side. Nope, pretty good. Right, did I leave that tractor running? That wouldn't be good. I didn't. Let's just move it back. Because again, he's going to moan at us when he comes back. I wonder how he's going to get on with this curve as well, actually. I bet he's going to leave a few bits. Right, here we are. Back in... Oh, look. The doors open and close. How cool is that? Oh, it sounds nice as well. It sounds nice as well. And it looks... Whoa. Sorry, mate. Didn't see you. I'm pretty sure you're meant to stop at this kind of junction as well, aren't we? Isn't that how it works over in the States? He didn't stop, he carried on going. Don't you give way to the first person who stops? Or is that a Canadian thing? Right, I'm going to go the long way round. I hope you can hear this the way I can hear it. Nice. It's definitely got one of those jade brakes on it. This trailer is also absolutely massive. I'm quite pleased with this purchase. Okay, we're back at the farm. This is going to test now whether or not I was lenient enough in my landscaping. Definitely need to make this little track a bit wider. Definitely need to kind of smooth this bit off a bit better. But that looks promising to me. That looks promising. Moving that shed back that tiny bit probably made just about enough difference to do this. Now, we are going to have some sort of shed here as well, of course. So, it is still tight. But it does load sorghum. Load it up. Now, keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it. Because I don't want to use all of it. As NC quite rightly said, because he knows me too well, he knows what I'm like. I keep mentioning I want chickens. And I'll end up selling all of this. Or you. Why is it only loaded 36,000 litres up? What's it doing? We do still have more than that, don't we? Why does it not want any more? There's still 10,000 litres in there. I didn't stop that. I was getting ready to stop it, but I didn't stop it. Maybe the game has told me how much I need to save for the chickens. Give me some more. Okay, working now. Right, so I'm going to go there. Leave about 5,000-ish. Okay, clearly I can add up. Let's drop a bit more back. This will also give me a chance to see how it unloads. Yeah, this is going to go high, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, 10,000 litres of sorghum. We'll go with that. I can always add more if I need more. But I just don't know. I'm not going to have a huge amount of chickens. But just enough to kind of fill that random bit of area up there in the living area. So that's what I was hoping, by the way. Look, nice turning circle. I might have took out a bush or two. But you didn't see that. That's alright. Yeah. That works pretty well actually. It's not bad for a bit of a guesstimation. Just a few little tweaks here and there. Don't these gates look cool as well? Don't these gates look cool? This trailer is absolutely huge. I love the detail inside of here, by the way. Right, it is absolutely huge. So this is going to be a wide one. Let's try and do it without taking any signs out. This is like an episode of American Truck Simulator all of a sudden. And the mirrors are absolutely useless. They're not pointing anywhere near where I need them to. But we did it. How much by, I don't know. But we did it. Okay. Right, let's pull into here. We're just going to have to monitor this. Yeah, actually it is a bit taller than it initially looked. So it might be okay. Right, let's flick over to the other view. Yeah, it is a bit taller than it looks actually, so we might get away with this. But this is a big trailer. Oh, and I still managed to hit the corner. Right, at what point is it going to let me unload? Oh, at that point. Great. When the trailer is halfway out the building, it lets me unload. Okay. Wow. Don't know how this is going to go. Might empty half a trailer before it hits the roof. Maybe. Is it going to go through it? Nope. Right, that was a bit of a trial run. 230 litres left, would you believe it? So when it comes to a full load, we're just going to have to be a bit careful. Just a little bit careful. It wouldn't be so bad if there wasn't a collision there, but actually I do prefer it having a collision. Really. Right, before we head on back, let's leave this truck just parked up here. And we'll jump over. Harvester's doing alright. Yeah, I thought he would miss a little bit though. But that's cool. I've not seen anything flag up in the corner to say he's nearly full, but I can see the beacon flashing, so he is nearly full. Is he gonna make it to the end of the field? Who knows? For a minute, I think we take over anyway. Oh, look at that for timing. I mean, that was good timing, but actually it wasn't, because I didn't expect it. I thought I'd be able to do a little bit more. Right, let's make sure we don't hit our tractor. I hope you prefer the Kill Bros trailer, by the way. It's not old school in the sense that it's an old one. It looks like quite a new auger wagon, but it's just one of those good old American brands, I think. And I quite like it actually. I do prefer it much more than the other one. Just because of the detail, it looks nice, doesn't it? Right, I don't think this will take too long. But we might as well save ourselves a few dollars and do it ourselves. Just this last tiny little bit here. The auger wagon is completely full, and there's wow 6,500 litres in the combine as well. So that's good. That's a good yield considering it's a bad yield. If that makes sense. Does that make sense? Probably not. But if this field was actually cared for, oh, that's just insane. The thought of it. Right. So I'm just going to leave this here. Just for a moment. I'm going to jump into this one. Now, Well, pretty much. I'm not going to guess where we're at for time. Probably around the 40-minute mark, though. I just said I'm not going to guess, and I just guessed. Probably around the 40-minute mark. Around the 40-minute mark, maybe. So it's about the right time to end with a tiny little bit of landscaping again. Because I said if I was going to use two different crops, I'd need to kind of imitate it by placing a different silo. Now, I wouldn't have had that problem if I wasn't forward planning to keep a little bit for those chickens. So I'm going to have to do it. So I reckon we'll end the episode with just a little bit of spending on landscape. Yeah, let's get a shed in, something a bit more suitable for the harvester. Then I can use that for the actual equipment. That would be better, wouldn't it? Right, let's jump into landscape. Let's get my mouse going as always. Anyone who has landscape in NB, especially if you're a console player, if there's a way you can attach a wireless mouse to a console, you just need to do it for landscaping. Oh, it's just so much better. Right, so extensions, let's go. I'm just going to place the smallest one, and only because it looks cool. I just like the look of it, and I'm going to free place it just so it actually lets me place it close enough. And I'm going to do it so that it looks like the ladders are always accessible. Good. Just to imitate that look. I like that. I just think it looks cool as well. When you don't see kind of big silos like that over here in the UK. I've certainly not anyway. So it looks cool. Feels very American to me. Right. Buildings, sheds. There was one that I looked at in the last episode. And I really liked the look of it. And it just looked pretty big. This one. I don't know, I just like that. I just like that. But again, we got that same problem. Let's not kind of limit ourselves by putting it too close to the silo, because that truck will never get in. What is it overlapping with? Oh, not a lot. I think that works actually, like that. Why is it not letting me do it? Come on. Okay, right, let's just free place this. We know the ground's pretty level. Or is it? No, it's not. Okay, we've done it anyway. We've done it. Now, it has actually, weirdly enough, it's kind of lowered the ground level. I don't know why it's done that, but it's fine. We'll just do a little bit of smoothing. Don't know why it did that. I thought it was quite level. I actually did. Don't want to smooth too much though. That's a bit of a pain why it did that. That is a bit of a pain. But it's fine. Alright, cool. While I'm into smoothing, let's do a little bit here as well. Let's round this edge off a little bit. I'm thinking I want to make this a bit higher here. Maybe right up to the edge of that shed in actual fact. And let's smooth that. This I think is going to be like a wash station, by the way. Before everyone starts giving me stick about cleaning equipment like you always do. I'm going to put a pressure washer in that gap. And we can pull vehicles up to here and clean them. Yeah, that'll look quite cool, I reckon. Right. Don't get too carried away now. We don't have unlimited money. We definitely need to round that off though. Yep, that looks a bit better. And we need to make that wider. So, sticking into painting. Let's go a bit wider. And then I reckon also we'll leave like a little random triangle which I think will look quite pretty. And we'll kind of bring this track in as well. A bit like that. Yeah, cool. Right, smooth that out again because that does look quite steep. There we go, I think that's better. There we go, ideal. Okay, I might have just popped that into a tiny little time lapse, or I might have just skipped it straight to here, but I've just kind of painted it a little bit over here. I always miss a bit. And just done around here. I painted it in because I think it looks cool. Use some like the wet look animal mud in the area where the vehicles will be clean. So I'll stick a pressure washer here somewhere, so it looks like it's part of our workshop. That'll be pretty cool. And I reckon that I might even get the header in there as well. That's a cool looking shed though. I like it. I like it a lot. And then this, just while I'm in this screen, I'm not going to place it now because it is expensive. But if you go into the farmhouses section, I believe, yeah, American barn with a farmhouse, and it has kind of like can you see through the windows? See, it has like living quarters up inside. You can kind of see it, can't you? There you go. You can see like a kitchen in there. It's got some nice plants in there, and it's got table and stuff. So I'm thinking, I mean, it's 45 grand. It's a lot of money, but for realism's sake, and kind of sticking with the theme of a lot of helpers all the time and me just liking to be realistic, I think that around sort of there, in that exact place, would actually look quite cool. And I can do a little roadway through the middle and a little pathway directly into the main farmhouse. I like it. I like it. It's just whether or not it gives me that silly warning said you can only place one sleep trigger, but it doesn't look like it's gonna. So I'm not going to do that today. This 45 grand, I need to, let's set a rule. I need to do it before I start employing workers. So I need to do it soon, but maybe the peas we've just harvested will actually pay for it. Yeah. So let's just chuck these peas in and we'll round off the episode. I think we're looking pretty good though. And see how much more of a turning circle we have now. Much, much better. Definitely. Let's get that opened up, ready to go. And there's certainly enough room for one more, maybe two more silos. Again, we don't need the extension. It's just me trying to imitate crops not all being mixed together. I can't imagine that massive silo has a divider in it, does it? To have lots of different crops in one. I don't think so. I don't think it's that sophisticated. Okay, brilliant. And we will park for the very first time. The whole reason I put this here was to park things like trailers and equipment in. So we will park this one up in the shed. Like so. That will do. Brilliant. We will park this one up in this shed. And then it's the moment of truth. Will the harvester fit in that shed with the header still attached? If it doesn't, I'm going to need to get the correct dolly for it. And I'm just going to have to deal with it, aren't I? Bloody dollies. The advantage of such a massive turning circle is the combine will also have lots of room to dump it straight in there, which is great. That's a decent harvest as well, wasn't it? Decent harvest. There's a lot of work to do now. There's a lot of work to be done. Ah, this looks perfect. In fact, I could get away with not even folding the harvester. I'm gonna, just for realism's sake, but this is good. The only downside is that bloody auger pipe is massive. Okay, forfeit maybe. Ideal. That looks better. That looks better for sure. So I reckon, personally, blow my own trumpet maybe, I reckon this has been a pretty damn good episode in terms of progression. So I'll go grab the Mac off screen. I'll bring that back and I'll park it up in that shed. I reckon this is going to look like quite a cool little thumbnail. What I always try and do with the thumbnails when I'm doing this, I try and line up this little kind of random circle cursor, something white, like that. So then when I do the thumbnail, you don't see it. This is going to make a cool thumbnail. Right, 2 seconds. There we go. Amazing. And it fits in pretty good. Yeah, there's still room to spare. I like it. That works quite well, you know. It works quite well. Good episode, I hope. So I hope you've enjoyed it. We've made some real progress. But now the work starts. The harvesting bit was the easy bit. Now we got to get this field sorted, including purchasing the field data. We don't even know how bad it really is. So next episode is going to be a busy one. I think I'm pretty much there, you know, for needing some help. Yeah, I mean, maybe even in the next episode. It might be short and sweet. It might be a request out of nowhere. As it stands, I haven't got the Discord sorted, so it will be on the channel. So in the community tab, it will pop up. And my filming time is random, you know, apologies in advance. It's the way it is when you've got 3 kids, isn't it? So keep an eye on it, I guess. Turn those notifications on, I suppose, and hopefully it will let you know when I post something. But yeah, the ones that are closer to it and kind of keeping an eye out will certainly be some of the first ones to help on the series, so that would be amazing. But yeah, just pre-warning you, if you do help out, you're going to be liming. Oh god, what are we going to be doing? Liming, seeding, fertilizer. Oh, it's going to be hard work. It's going to be hard work, but I look forward to it anyway. So thank you very much for watching. It's been amazing. This was episode 3, and until the next one, cheers and gone.